Hello everyone, welcome back to the second channel. So today I want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do a 2024 check-in, talk about how things are going this year, you know, why my schedule in terms of uploading has changed, why my content has kind of changed a little bit, all that stuff. I think it's good for me to touch base and actually be in my videos on here every once in a while, because my videos on here, unlike my main channel, I'm not in like 90% of them. So, you know, just to show what I look like again, show that I'm here, and yeah. And I felt like it was best. I feel like doing a voiceover video for this kind of video, I feel like it would feel kind of impersonal in a way. I don't know. First up, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the support on the channel this year and the end of last year as well. Just to see the growth this year for the channel has been super satisfying, and I just really love what's happening over here. And we've hit over 600 subscribers, so I wanted to say thank you guys so much for this, and thank you for 500 as well. I keep saying it on my main channel, but I'm not in the videos that much on here, and whenever I am, I keep forgetting to say it. But no, I really did appreciate support that you guys have given. You know, every time you like, you comment, you subscribe, you share the video, all those things, that really means a lot to me, and it just really motivates me as a creator and stuff like that. I'm just happy with the place that this channel is in right now, because it was like I always put so much effort into the main channel, and then I'd post like once a month on this channel maybe, and sometimes I would just let this channel die for a few months, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I really need to come back and do something with this channel. And I'm very conscious with that, because it's like I have two channels. I want to be doing something with both of them at a certain point in time. That's why I have two of them for, right? My YouTube stuff means a lot to me. I put a lot of time into it every single week for both of my channels, and I'm just so passionate about it. Like, I'm always thinking about new ideas that I can do and just different places to take my channel to, and it just never really gets boring for me, and then that's what really fuels me. And I wouldn't make so many videos, I wouldn't put in so much time, I wouldn't go so hard promoting this if I didn't really care about what I did. The only part I hate is the editing, which I said a billion times, but you know, it is what it is. But the editing on this channel isn't as bad as the main channel. I would estimate I probably spent at least 3 or 4 hours doing all the videos I did this year for this channel, versus the main channel, it's like 3 to 4 hours a video if it's like a reaction or something like that. It depends on the video for sure. Some didn't take that long, but a lot of the reactions do. So tackling the subject of how this year has been so far for me, and just to see, you know, the growth on both channels is very pleasing to me, and it feels very validating for all the hard work that I put in. And on the screen, I'm gonna put the statistics for this year so far. You guys can kind of see how we've been doing in terms of my watch time, the subscribers, the views, and all that stuff. And as you can see, it's insane. I think we've already hit over 100,000 views this year, which is insane. And that's up a lot from last year. All the metrics are up from last year. That definitely inspires me to keep going, because I see that you guys like what I'm doing, and so I just wanted to really appreciate you guys. And I feel like I've had a really great quarter 1 of this year so far, so to speak. Okay, so here's full transparency and how my main channel is doing this year so far. To be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna hit the same numbers that I did last year for my main channel, and that's fine. I had over 200,000 views last year. I will admit that me posting all those Mariah clips definitely helped me a lot, and if I go again this year, I certainly will. So I think that was definitely part of it. I think my main goal is just to try to gain more subscribers year to year, and of course I want to have a bigger year, but ultimately making the best videos is what is most important to me. But I mean, 30,000 views in a few months is not too bad. I have good watch time. I feel like I've been doing good on the subscribers, and this second channel has definitely been growing at a more steady pace than the main channel. But to be fair, I am posting a lot more consistently, so that's definitely part of it. And like I said, I wanted to even that out. And as you can see now, my main channel is monetized. I make money off of it now, and this is a huge deal for me, because I've made videos for so long, and I was able to pass 1,000 subscribers, but you have to get 4,000 public watch hours to make money. And so that was the hardest part. But once I posted those Mariah videos, that's what really brought me over the top. And so thank you to everyone who supported my videos before that, who found me after that. All of it really means a lot. And this is something I wanted to mention in one of my longer form videos if I ever did one of those again, and then, you know, that didn't happen. But it means a lot to me. It really does. And so this is just like the transparency breakdown of how much I made. So I'm not making $34 off of that many views, to be clear. Some of my videos aren't monetized because I chose not to monetize some of them, like the Mariah ones. I didn't do that because technically I don't own the rights to that music. I just recorded the video, so why would I do that? And then sometimes they don't allow the videos to be monetized because of copyright things. Like my Mariah deep dive, I don't make any money off of that because of certain interview clips that I chose to put in the video. But I think the main channel this year is doing all right. I'm gonna keep making more content and see what pops off for there. And I think the subscribers are good. I kind of want to build off of that and make more of it. But I think having such a monster year last year, I'm just thankful to even have achieved that. So it kind of feels like this year it's the second channel's turn to really thrive and everything, and that's just kind of how everything goes. But I'm still going to put a lot of effort into both channels because I really enjoy it. But I wanted to talk about that. And I'm just happy with myself, because I feel like in the beginning of the year, like the first month or two, I always go super hard, and then I fall off a cliff the next few months, and then at the end of the year I pick it back up. And so what was important for me this year was really trying to keep on the momentum for as long as I could. Like I said, with these videos, I don't know how long I'm going to keep uploading every single day, and it's really become a thing for me at this point, right? Because I haven't missed a day day since December. So if I do miss a day, I'm kind of gonna hate myself a little bit for it. But then I put out a lot of stuff this year. So I have to really appreciate my hard work that's gotten me to this point, everybody's support. And if I miss a day, it's not the end of the world. You know, there'll always be tomorrow. And so why did I decide to change my upload schedule and all those things? So basically what happened is at a certain point, I made TikToks and then I stopped making TikToks because I ran out of ideas. And that's like a creator's biggest fear, right? Especially for what I do. And so, yeah, I guess I just wasn't inspired to make stuff, but I was still making my YouTube videos and stuff, obviously. And then at a certain point, I think I was rewatching some of my old TikToks or other people's. So I'm like, you know what? I need to start doing this again. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to rededicate myself to this. I'm going to really take it seriously. I'm going to do at least 1 or 2 videos every single day. And then at a certain point, I probably saw someone else uploading their TikToks onto YouTube or YouTube shorts or stuff like that. And I was like, you know, maybe I should do that. I thought about making YouTube shorts a few times, but I always just rejected that because I feel like it's too short of content for what I want to do. I really like longer form content for the most part. I asked you guys on that poll last year and you guys said yes. And so with me doing that, it's really given the channel a second wind. And also the Mariah Carey interview clips I posted took me to another level as well. And now the YouTube is what really keeps me going to make the videos for TikTok, if that makes sense. Because it's like when I post on TikTok, sometimes they don't push the video and they're like, oh, it's unoriginal content and blah, 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 which it doesn't make sense. How's me reposting my own video on original content? How's me taking someone else's tweet and flipping it and giving commentary on that or on original content? When I do those photo posts with other people's tweets, y'all let that stay up. I don't get it, and I've had to appeal a lot of my videos. I know that most of my videos are gonna get watched a lot more on YouTube than TikTok, and sometimes I post something on TikTok, it does well, and on YouTube it does. Sometimes it's the reverse, and it's just really interesting to kind of see how it does whenever you post it on 2 different platforms as well. So that's also kind of got me into being a lot more consistent and everything like that, and I just genuinely enjoy it. I think that it really stretches my mind creatively in terms of ideas that I can do, and some of them are my own ideas, like the video that I did on Ice Spice or my video on what my favorite title tracks are. A lot of them are just things that I find on Twitter, whether that's just a general conversation at large, whether that's a certain thing that I see and it ties it back into something that I already want to say anyway.
Another thing is like whenever I come up with my own ideas, like the Ice Spice video or the Olivia Rodrigo video or the title tracks video, or even whenever I flip a video and kind of make it into my own thing and then it actually does well, that just feels so gratifying. And that's also another thing that keeps me going because you guys enjoyed something that I conceptualized. Another thing is, I was kind of talking about this earlier, but like my favorite part of coming up with all my videos really is just the initial idea that intrigues me, and then writing it out and just executing it and having it be out there. And that's my favorite part. I think the editing and all that stuff isn't really my favorite, but just actually putting it out, seeing a fresh new video out there, promoting it, and having it exist and seeing what people think about it. It's just something that never really gets old to me, and just sharing all of my ideas over the span of time, and then even other people inspiring me to make stuff, and that keeps me going, and seeing what other people comment and kind of gives me new insights. So I think the creativity of it and the openness that I've had to allow myself to tackle multiple different ideas, artists and stuff like that, and the freedom that I give myself even on this channel, I think that that's a lot of fun, and that's why I like having no such structure on this channel, so to speak, and being able to talk about anything at any time. And so I need that. I need to push myself outside of the box, and I don't want to get boring, and so I always have to challenge myself. And so that's my favorite part of making videos, and that part never gets old.
And I just wanted to see what would happen, right? I want to see my channel grow, and what way to grow than to make more videos and put them out a little bit more consistently, give people something to look forward to and everything. And it's really important for me to grow this channel because my main channel, I spent a lot of time building that up, right? This channel, I haven't put the same effort as I have into the main channel. I kind of wanted to even the playing field. And then once I started uploading every single day and making that something for myself for TikTok, and then when I was doing it on YouTube and also kind of benefiting off of it away as well, I want to see how many more ideas can I come up with, how much more can I grow the channel, how long can I keep this up. And so all those things are also why I've been uploading so frequently as well. And that's one of the things I like about this channel, is that I made it a point to have 2 channels so I can talk about anything. My main channel, I like having more structure. I like having the album reviews, the album reactions, stuff like that. If you just want solely music content, that is what the main channel is for. Maybe every blue moon I'll do other stuff, but you know, the main channel is music content. But if I want to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta on here, or I want to talk about the NFL or something else, then I have an entire other platform for that as well. And so I like having 2 different things. I feel like I make a lot of videos, right? But people don't know that I have 2 channels. Like, a lot of times people know about the main channel, but they have no idea that this one exists. Part of me is like, how do you not know that this one exists? Because I constantly promote it on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on my YouTube community tab, at the end of my videos. Some of my friends, I'm like, y'all don't watch to the end of the video. Y'all don't watch to the end of the video. Y'all don't look at the description. I see y'all. But it's like, I really promote this, right? And then some people, they know about this channel, but they don't know about the main channel. And I'm just, I'm confused because I feel like I do a pretty good job promoting it, but part of me is just like, if you take 2 or 3 clicks, you'll see that I have 2 channels. You really will, because I try my best really to advertise it. And I saw someone say this, and it was a really good point. It was Sean T. He was saying that on his main YouTube channel, and then on his other one that he has a completely different audience. That was really interesting to me, because I'm sure a lot of you guys watch on here, you might not even know that I have 2 channels. You mainly watch this one, or maybe you're more interested in this one. Some people are interested in more shorter form content, or just the topics that I talk about here more than the main channel, and I think that that's fine. I'm just glad that people are enjoying what I do in some format. It means a lot. It really does. So having a place for a lot of my other ideas to just sit, and just not having a set upload schedule per se, to upload whatever I want per se, and to just really stretch myself creatively, it's been a lot of fun for me. And I feel like my stretch that I've done for these past few months uploading and stuff, I'm uploading some of my best stuff that I'll probably ever make, and that's really exciting for me. And I want people to know about everything that I do, and so that's kind of how I have to think about it. And having 2 different audiences is nice, because you're gonna just have a different vibe on this channel than the main channel, and this channel is a lot of fun. The main channel is a little bit more structured, but I still have fun doing it. And I think it's really important that I have 2 different things, because if I uploaded everything I wanted to do on one channel, I just think it'd be very overwhelming. That's why I don't do it, and to get a lot of my audience to follow me over to this channel, because if something happens on my main channel, I don't have it anymore, then I would be done. But if I have 2 different channels, then some people follow me over to this channel, and then I can use this, you know? So I think that that's really important to state. I think everyone kind of does YouTube the way that they want. Some people have one channel, that's what they do everything on. Some people have multiple channels for different purposes. You know, you have to do what works for you, and I think having 2 channels and the way that I've utilized it, I'm happy with it. And I feel like this channel has had ebbs and flows on what I was going to do with it. Even the main channel to a certain extent, but the main channel, I like to keep that mainly music content, and this is really for the other stuff. And I feel like I've really found a way to kind of have harmony in both of those, to have a lot of ideas that I like doing, and that's why I love this channel so much, is it's a little bit more laid back and everything. The main channel's a lot more structured, and so that's kind of why I have 2 different channels. And why did all of my longer form videos go away, the ones where I would do like a 40-minute video or hour-long video, and I would kind of talk about pop culture topics, and then I would talk about my channel videos that I did on my main channel for that month, and then the editing and all that stuff, and for this channel. So basically what had happened to that is, like I said, a lot of the topics that I'm kind of talking about, I'm doing it in my little TikTok videos that I'm reposting and stuff as well. And in a way, those kind of need to come back, because music video reactions and stuff like that, I don't really do them on the main channel unless I'm reacting to it as the song has come out at the same time. I normally would save a lot of that stuff for here. So in a way, it kind of needs to come back in a different form. So I might do that. I've kind of been thinking about that, but there's a lot of stuff that I really missed that I'd have to do. So I think it'd be a really long video. So I really don't know about that, but I don't know, maybe. And so yeah, a lot of it's the shorter form content anyways. And then in terms of the other part, why that's not there anymore, whenever I did my video last year and I was talking about Mariah Carey's career, my deep dive, I'll throw it in the cards. It'll be the end of this video, link down below if you want to watch it. One of my favorite videos that I've ever done, probably my best video at this point. I'm super proud of it. Like I said, it took me a lot of effort to put that together, and I'll throw that in the cards somewhere here as well, and you guys can see my entire process of just making that video basically. And so because of that, this channel really got put to the wayside, because I was making videos at least once a month on here anyways, right? But then the thing was, like, I was just trying to take so much time to make sure that was perfect and everything. And even my videos on my main channel suffered in that respect, because I was just doing a bunch of Twitter spaces and re-uploading those and everything. My SD card on my camera was full, so I couldn't really record more videos, and I didn't have enough space to edit those videos to begin with. So, you know, that was kind of taking that until I finished that video. And so whenever I finally finished that video, I was playing catch up on my main channel, and the Paramore album reaction, the Aretha, all that other stuff that I had been meaning to do, but I couldn't do it because I was working on this one video and it was very time consuming. And this channel really took a hit as well. And then just with everything that I got going on with the main channel, it just got really hectic, and I didn't really have the time to put that together at a certain point. And then I just really got bad at like managing my time and editing videos. Like, I really need to be better at like recording, turning out videos, and that's something that I have to work on. I used to be really good at that, and then I got really lazy with it, and I wait till the last second to edit my videos now, and that's not good because it puts a lot of stress on me. And it's like, I know that I can do it most of the time, but I shouldn't do that, and I need to get videos out on time. And so that's definitely something that I have to hold myself to, and I hate making promises to you guys, and I don't put the video out on time, and I really try not to do that. I'm trying to be better about that. So that is definitely something there. And so, yeah, just kind of got put to the wayside. And then at a certain point, it just became too much to talk about. It really did. And that's why I made my standalone video talking about the Mariah video that I did, because I really want to talk about that. By the time I recorded that, there was multiple months of videos that I could talk about, but it would just take me forever to put together and edit and get all the graphics and all that stuff. So at a certain point, I was just like, this is too overwhelming. So I kind of gave up on it. And also another thing is, like, I was very bad at keeping track of how long the videos took to edit. Like, there's some, I don't know how long it took to edit to this day. I'll throw on the screen right here, you know, the rest of what I had. And maybe I'll be able to go back and find some more stuff and how long that took to edit. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I know how long videos usually take me to edit, so I can probably make a guess. But I mean, I think that was part of it. It just became very overwhelming. Those videos are very cumbersome to do, like 3, 4, or 5 hours, and especially with all the voiceovers and stuff like that. So I think at a certain point, it kind of had to usher its way out, and that's kind of what happened to those videos. Like I said, maybe they'll come back in a certain respect. I don't know. And maybe every once in a while, I'll just come on here and just do like a shorter video, because it's just very overwhelming to do that and stuff, and it's just a lot of effort to put in. So I guess in a way, I kind of like outgrew it and stuff, to be honest with you, and that's why those videos are no more. And so I wanted to address it and everything because it's been a very long time since I've done one of those, and just, yeah, that in general. I tried to do a better job this year at seeing how long my videos took me to edit and everything. I'll put on the screen right now my updated kind of moment there and everything, and I'll try to update it a little bit more throughout the year, maybe in videos like this or stuff like that. But that's definitely something I want to be a little bit more conscious of. I just like seeing how long it takes me to edit videos, and a lot of the times editing videos now, there's not really a huge backstory behind them. I think that's why it was so fun to share and everything. A lot of times it's like I came up with a video, I wanted to do, I edited the video, end of story. My main channel, I will say I really want to do more album reviews this year, and I say that for every year. I've been saying that for like the past 2 years, but this year I'm really gonna mean it this time, and that's what I was trying to do with the Justin Timberlake review, and I have some other reviews that I really would like to do. So I'm gonna try to have more of a pointed focus on doing at least 1 or 2 album reviews per month. That's my goal. If I can do more than that, great. And yeah, I just want to do more talking videos in general. I like the reactions and stuff like that, but for me, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to watch a review more than a reaction video. That's part of the reason why I want to do it. I want to have more talking videos and reviewing videos. In a way, it's probably a little bit more creative, and I just kind of want to take my channel to that place. And I still want to do the reactions as well because they're fun, and having my first reaction to an album I think can be quite special. But I really want to this year do more reviews, actually mean it, actually put up those reviews, and just put a lot of thought into it. So I have some other ideas, and I hope that they will eventually see the light of day this year, because I have ideas and sometimes I hold on to them for months or a year before you guys even see them, because I am like, I'm not done with this. I need a little bit more time to write it out, or I just have write-up block and I have to revisit the album in a different part of my life, and maybe I'll have more to say about it. And then sometimes I have other stuff that came up that I want to do, and then it gets put in the back burner, and that has saved me more times than I can count, because if I would have made the video when I originally thought of it, I wouldn't have liked the video, because there's more stuff that I discover that I want to say. I get better at articulating myself, I feel, every year, and so that's why it's really good to kind of have restraints sometimes and be like, no, I'm not going to put this video at this time. I want to add more dimension to my channel. I think doing that for the channel does that, and that's one of the things I like about making YouTube videos, because it's like, it's a time capsule in the best way. I'm seeing what I thought about album 2 years ago, I'm saying what I think of things now, I'm saying how I changed, I'm talking about my new hobbies and stuff like that with you guys, and I think that that's just so much fun. It really is great, and I just really enjoy doing them that much. There's a lot to talk about, and I really try to have a balance of old music reviews and new music as well, and sometimes it can be really hard to keep up, especially this year with all the album releases and stuff like that. But it's really important to stay current and also talk about the classics as well, so I'm really trying to do a good job of doing that. I think ultimately I really have to enjoy what I'm doing, and that's what's really key to me. I get some video ideas and sometimes I don't do them just because it doesn't interest me, or sometimes I make videos and they never see the light of day because I don't like how the video turned out. If I don't like the video, I'm not going to put it out. Like, passionate is first and foremost for me. I could get a lot of views talking about one artist, sure, but if I'm not passionate about it, if I don't like the artist, then you guys are going to see right through it every time. So it's like, what's the point of me doing that? And that's also another thing, is I'm trying to have more reviews and album reactions that aren't overwhelmingly positive, because yes, I like to put out stuff I really like, but I'm not going to feel that way about every project or every artist, and I think it probably gets boring watching a reaction when you know pretty much exactly what I'm going to say, if I liked it, if I didn't. So that's why I kind of posted stuff like the Usher video, for example, and all those kinds of things. And yeah, I think also some people kind of enjoy whenever I'm dragging people, so that's also part of the reason why I do it. You know, I kind of want to be unpredictable in a sense, but I want to be consistent, so that's why I'm just posting whatever I want on this channel and the other channel. If it translates, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But what I've learned is no matter what I make a video about, whatever I'm interested in, someone else is going to want to watch it too, and I think that's the biggest thing. I can't be too in my head about it. I just have to put out what I want to do, what I really enjoy, what I hope that you guys will enjoy, and then not worry about the rest. However the video does is however the video does. Why it doesn't concern me anymore as much. If the video flops, okay, there's always going to be a next video. There really is. And sometimes the video does well in the long run, and you know, that's great. But if I post it and it flops, okay, on to the next video, on to the next idea. That's what I wanted to make at that moment. I feel like I left a lot on the table last year in terms of getting into new artists and discussing them and stuff like that, and that's why this year I've really tried to make up for it, have new reactions, have album reviews for artists that I haven't talked about before, and just really expand everything, because that's what the point of this is. You guys would get tired of me just talking about the same 5 artists all the time, so it's really important for me to expand like that for myself, and also not to box myself in. You know, my friends who want to make videos, they ask me, you know, a little bit about it, and I say, if you want to make different kinds of videos, then just make the video. I don't want my entire thing to be, I only make videos on Mariah Carey, and I love Mariah Carey, but I have a lot of other artists I have love for. I love different genres. I want to do other stuff, so I'm not boxing myself in, and so people don't just expect one thing from me. And that's also one of the reasons I have 2 channels as well, so you just really have to have that versatility, I think, and I think that there's lots of growth in that. Also, something that I want to say is I'm gonna try some different recording locations, because like, it's getting summer here, it gets really hot here, and so yeah, I'm gonna try some different recording locations and see how like the audio is and all that stuff, and just see what works best for me and whatever. So whenever like I change, like that's kind of why. And also just to, you know, try something a little bit different. I like filming out here because it's completely detached, and so I just want to be able to focus in on like what I'm saying, what I'm doing for you guys to focus on that. I'm really cognizant of, you know, background noise and stuff like that. But yeah, there will be some different locations, filming videos, seeing what works best for me, a few different setups and stuff like that, and we will see what happens with the other channel for that. This channel doesn't really matter as much because 90% of the time I'm not in the videos anyways. For the main channel, it'll be a little bit different. One of the best things I did for my main channel is deciding to only make 1 video a week. I was just feeling so creative creatively burnt out. All the time it would take me editing and all those things, that I decided to make one video a week. And it takes a lot of pressure off of me because one video a week is guaranteed. I can focus on that. If I want to make extra videos, then I absolutely can. And so that takes a lot off me in terms of the editing and stuff like that. And also creatively, I definitely felt burnt out. So I'm glad I decided to do that. And I feel like it's a really good thing for me with the main channel and also with this one, is I feel like I'm not overextending myself too much, honestly. And the videos, yeah, I mean, they take some time to do, like on this channel, like the little TikToks and stuff like that. And with the editing not being that bad and everything, it is really helpful to me. And that's how I'm able to crank out stuff a lot faster on this channel than my main channel, because my main channel, I'm actually editing the video. It takes more time. I'm doing it on my computer. These, I literally just edit on my phone in CapCut or TikTok, and then I call it a day. And it's really that simple. And I just always feel like in the moment, I'm making the best videos that I've ever made. You know, this time next year, I'm going to feel the same way, and so on and so on. And I think that's the good thing. I'm always finding new passion. I always feel like I'm getting better. Some of my videos from 2 years ago, I don't want to watch them because I don't really like them very much. And, you know, if I did the video now, it would be different. That's why I'm glad that I hold off on some video ideas. Yeah, and I think that's the thing here as well, is that a lot of it is short form content, you know, 10 minutes or less. Some videos do go over 10 minutes. It really depends on what I'm talking about. And then the main channel tends to be like 10 minutes or longer for the most part. Sometimes it's like single reactions, sometimes it's shorter videos. So it's kind of nice to have both and everything. And it's just interesting because it was really hard for me in the beginning to do TikTok. It was very challenging to squeeze all my thoughts into just 3 minutes. Glad that they've expanded that more and more. So I try to do like 5 minutes or less, or sometimes it just gets to 10 minutes and I have to do like more of it to add on to my thoughts because there's a lot to say. So yeah, I enjoy making the shorter form content. It's nice to just have a simple idea, talk about it for 10 minutes and that's it. And then it's nice to do the album reactions, the album reviews, and all that kind of stuff. So I have all kinds of different content on these channels and stuff, which is great. And you know, there's something for everybody who wants to watch. And then, like I said, I already have the playlist on this channel and on the main channel. So I have a whole playlist for my dedicated long form content. If you guys like, let's say you're getting something to eat, you want a video to watch the entire time, I have playlists for that. For my TikTok videos, for the videos I made on the NFL, literally everything on this channel, my Hall of Fame, so like my favorite videos I've ever done, and also for my main channel as well. So it kind of helps you go through and find. And also, I literally have playlists for like Mariah and Ariana and all those things. And now I can finally articulate the reason why I did that, because I had a reason, but I couldn't really find the words to say it. Basically, the reason why I decided to do it is because the videos I'm making about Mariah on this channel are different than the ones I'm making on her on my main channel. On my main channel, it's going to be an album review, it's going to be a reaction, it's going to be a revisit with me, something like that. On this channel, it'll be small things like, oh, why didn't you work with Max Martin yet? You know, and technically she has with the Yes and remix, but you know, I still mean her and Max Martin actually do a song from top to bottom. But like little things like that. So I decided to do it that way because you're kind of expecting a little bit different Mariah content on this channel than the main channel, for example. So that's why they're separated like that. And then I also have like my Mariah Carey interviews playlist and stuff like that. And that's why it's like that for all the other artists too. It's like the same thing basically. And so it just makes a lot more sense. Sometimes I do put the videos from this channel onto a playlist on my main channel, so someone else do that. And I was like, you know, I should do that. And also it's like if I'm going to do a concert review, if I'm going to do a vinyl unboxing, I'm going to throw that in the Mariah videos playlist as well, because I'm going to reference it on the main channel. They're going to want to watch it too. And then that redirects them onto this channel. So if they don't know that it exists before and you go, oh, she has another channel, so then it kind of ties in there. And sometimes I do the same with videos on my main channel on this channel as well. It really depends, but that's finally the train of thought into how I got to that place. But I'm glad that I decided to do the playlist and stuff, and I just really wanted to structure this channel out, make it have its own thing, make it have its own identity. I'm loving the new profile pictures I picked for this year. I'm loving the banners, all those things. It's just important to have everything well thought out, and I don't want this channel to kind of feel like an afterthought anymore, and I just put a lot of effort into it. Like I said, I spent a lot of time building up the main channel, and I want to do the exact same thing for this channel. So it's those little steps that really make a big change. And so I hope that most people who watch this channel know that I have another channel. I'm gonna do like a poll on this channel and ask like, how did you find this channel? And I did that for my main channel. It's just curious. I'm just curious, you know, but I wanted to say that. And I kind of want to talk about how jarring some of my changes can be, you know, honestly, because it's like now I just made a video on Justin Timberlake, and I was really contemplating whether I should do that video or not, because I enjoy his music, but as a person, I don't care for him. And then the video at the beginning of this year, I was saying, you know, we stand with Janet and Britney, and then it seems like I'm contradicting myself by making a video on him, and I can definitely see that and everything. It's like, I like his music, but I don't support him as a person, and in those situations, he still has to be held accountable. I feel like all those things can exist at the same time. But, you know, I'm sure it was probably jarring for you guys to, like, see that video. I might make some more videos on him in the future, we'll see. But of course, I'm definitely gonna make more videos on Janet Jackson and Britney Spears, because, you know, they're amazing artists as well. And the whole Super Bowl thing, and he has to be held accountable for that, as well as Les Moonves and people like that. Like, they're the people that we need to be hating on more. Like, there's a whole list of reasons not to like Justin Timberlake, and I think all those are very valid, but I mean, Les Moonves and the people at CBS and the people who really blackball Jen have to be held accountable. At a certain point, point, it's just like, if Janet says she wants to move on from it and that she is friends with him, then it's like, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's what I can say in that regards. And I just felt like it was kind of pointless for me to still kind of be holding a grudge like that. And I notoriously hold a grudge. I'm a Scorpio, I am. But I mean, if Janet wants to say let bygones be bygones, then fine. I like his music. He has some good stuff. I'll get in a couple drags at him for his music or him as a person, of course. So I wanted to address that. Another thing is me talking about the NFL now, getting into sports now and all that stuff. Like I said, when I was in high school, I was in marching band. I have videos on that somewhere on this channel. And that was an entire experience. And so I never cared about football there. I mean, to be fair, our football team really sucked anyways, besides my senior year, and then they lost the playoff game anyways. And so basically, I just never really cared. And then the whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing, that's how I started watching it. But then once I actually started watching it, then I started to really enjoy how Patrick Mahomes plays, the Chiefs team, the fans, and everything, and just the culture, and like started learning so much. I finally understand how the game works for the most part. There's a few things that I honestly don't understand, and I'm always open to learning.
Also, a way that I learned, yes, watching the games helps a lot, but I watched a bunch of like different NFL YouTubers and stuff, also social media, Reddit, all that kind of stuff, asked people some questions. New people, it's like I'm gonna watch their video every single time they put it out. And same thing with basketball, there's still a lot to learn though. And I watch First Take like every single day during the weekday, and like some other sports shows. So that's basically how I started learning. It's nice to have like a new hobby and everything, and like to get a lot of the sports jokes and just have something else to talk with people about. And so yeah, even if Taylor and Travis break up, I'm still gonna watch the Chiefs. I'm still gonna support them. They're my favorite team. Patrick Mahomes is my favorite player, and all my other teams, because like I've really gotten into it. And I think with me getting into sports, it was just really a timing thing. That's also how I got into basketball as well, because I started watching ESPN and all those things, and then they're talking about it, so I'm like, okay, let me see what they're doing. I've always liked the sport of basketball anyways. Like I just thought it was fun to watch. I feel like it's pretty easy to understand for the most part. I'm still learning about the fouling and like other things about it, positions, and just trying to make sure I get everything right. But I always like the sport anyways. And then watching women do it, you know, it's a lot of fun as well, and learning more about it. So if anything, these are things I wish I would have gone to far earlier than I did, but better late than never. And I'm just enjoying every second of it and learning about it and new people and all that stuff. Having all these new channels that I'm gonna watch every single week, every time they put out a video, and the community aspect of it I think is really fun. And then also I'm getting like my merch. Like I wore my Patrick Mahomes jersey in my Justin Timberlake video, my Ariana Grande video. I got some Chiefs merch, and I'll get some for my other teams as well. So it's just nice to, you know, branch out and have other hobbies and stuff, and maybe I'll get into more sports or something else, who knows. But it's been a fun journey, honestly.
You know, I just got interested in it, and now I have other teams. Like I love the Eagles. Bengals are a great team. I love the Baltimore Ravens. They're amazing as well. Green Bay Packers are probably going to be one of my new teams as well. 49ers, I was a big fan of them, but the fan base is just annoying. Y'all haven't won a Super Bowl since like the 90s. I don't get why y'all are so titled. It doesn't matter if you keep going to the NFC Championship game and winning if you keep losing the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Y'all are just the Dallas Cowboys with a couple more steps. And I don't even like the Dallas Cowboys, even though I'm from Texas, because they're a bunch of losers. Why would I root for losers? And I spent a lot of time like hating the NFL. I really did, just because of the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. But the more that I actually learned about it, and learning that he was trying to come back to the NFL while also hating on them so much, I'm like, you're kind of contradicting yourself there, because either you're going to stand against them or with them. I think that you can hold people to change and also still, like, it's very complicated, but the more that I learned about that, it's kind of contradicting. It was kind of contradicting. That's what I can say in that regard. And so, yeah, that was there. I know that that is something that I've like talked about in the past, like, oh, we don't support the NFL and blah, blah, blah. So I guess that can be jarring too, but sometimes you learn stuff and you change your mind. Another thing I've really got into is women's basketball. And so I really got into it because of players like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. I was watching some of the games. Shout out to South Carolina for winning it all. Media coverage on it, y'all could have been better, because why are you using pictures of the Iowa team that lost to talk about it? Why is everything focused all about how they didn't win and all that stuff instead of the actual winner? You need to do better. A lot of people are racist. I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. I'm an Angel Reese fan. I'm learning more about Paige Becker's game. I'm just learning more about these players. I'm gonna start watching the WNBA. At first, when I tell people about, you know, me liking football or like basketball or other things, at first it was jarring, but then when I really thought about it, it's kind of on brand for me. I've always kind of been a tomboy anyways, and that's just me. And for a long time, I kind of didn't like that about myself, because as a woman, you have such a certain idea about what being a woman is like and everything. For so long, it's like I want to like wear dresses and wear makeup and be peak femininity and all those things. But I just have to realize that that's not me. You know, and I wear dresses sometimes, I dress nice sometimes, I do different things sometimes. You just have to kind of redefine what being a woman is to you. And honestly, I think for a long time I had a really hard time with that. Sometimes I probably still do a little bit, but now I kind of just, I've settled into who I really am at my core, and I've always been this way. And that's kind of a whole other tangent, but it all kind of ties back in. Yeah, like sports is like a new thing that I'm kind of like interested in, so I might talk about that sometimes. I have a few NFL videos on here. Maybe I'll do some women's basketball videos on here. I'm still learning about the game as well, so you know, it's just coming from a fun place, and I just like to learn more. I love to learn new things. I read everyone's Wikipedia page. It's one of my favorite pastimes to do, honestly. So yeah, I just feel like I've changed in certain ways and everything, with like new hobbies, new interests, new stuff that I'm making videos about and stuff like that. And I feel like that can probably just, you know, throw you off a little bit and be like, I really didn't think that you would make that video or do that thing. So it's nice to branch out, make videos on other people people and stuff like that as well. I wanted to talk about Grey's Anatomy real quickly. This season has been so good for the most part. Owen, he's a chop. I don't care about him and Teddy's relationship. Bailey, I think she's doing good things for the most part. I want to see her be fun again. The interns, you know, there is kind of some messy stuff there. I hope all their relationships will work out, but Adam, I don't like him. I don't like him. He's just very annoying to me, and him taking credit for that diagnosis from that one girl does not sit right with me. And so, you know, he gotta pay. Meredith, she's on her way out of the show anyway. But yeah, I'm really liking what they're doing with the new interns and rejuvenating the storyline. It kind of feels like they're just repeating what they did to make the show good in the first place. But you know, I like it. I like where the show is going for the most part. Winston and Maggie, I believe, I think they're getting divorced, and you know, is what it is. They were kind of getting boring to watch at this point. And like I said, Link and Joe, why are you putting them together? Why can't they ever just be friends? I just don't get it. Why can't a man and a woman be friends on Grey's Anatomy? It doesn't happen. They always have to get together, and that relationship just feels so porous. You know, you wrote something to break him up with Amelia because Amelia can't ever be happy, and they just do a lot of stuff that don't make sense. And Helm, man, it's kind of mid. I don't get some of the stuff they do, but the season is really good so far, honestly, and they're going to actually have another season. I'll definitely be watching. I'm gonna watch Grey's Anatomy to the end. The past few seasons, before this and the last one, like the past 3 seasons, they were horrible. They really were. I'm glad that they're picking it back up and getting good again. A lot of people like, how do you watch so many seasons of the same show? I watched the show when it was good, and it really only had like 3 bad seasons in the middle, which were really hard to get through. Don't get me wrong, but now it's good again, you know, so I can tolerate it. I can watch it. I actually like it at this point, so I'm happy with what they're doing. And I think Grey's Anatomy is going to be the new General Hospital, because that show, I think, is still running. It's been running since what, like the 60s. I think that's what they're going to do, is just recycle people and stuff like that. Next thing I want to talk about is someone in the comments on one of my videos. They asked me about like my experience being biracial and all those things. So as I said before, I'm half black, half white. My mom is white, my dad is black. I feel like it's important to say which parent is which, because there is a difference. Everybody knows that, and I feel like that kind of explains everything. But basically, it's definitely going to be different. You know, my cousin's also biracial, but she has different hair than me, and I think she's a little bit darker than me. She gets treated differently than I do, right? And so it was this Asshole by Kenny video that I watched, and if it's up, I'll link it down in the description, but it was basically on colorism, how we benefit off of that. But that video really opened my eyes, and I just really saw it in a lot of different things ever since that happened, and I'm gonna call it out when I see it. And so, you know, with the color skin that I have, with my hair texture, as you guys can see, I'm gonna be treated differently than someone who is darker skinned. I just am. I'm still going to go through racism and stuff like that, of course. I've had people call me N-word, and I've had racism at me, but my experience is just going to be different. There are certain privileges that I'm going to get that darker skinned people aren't going to get because of my proximity to whiteness, because I have a mom who's white. Like, that's just what it's going to be. I think as long as I acknowledge my privilege, which is the most important thing to do, I call it out when I see it, and I try to learn and grow within that, then I'm really good. Honestly, that's all that I can really do, and just kind of shine that light, because I talk to some people and they still don't really acknowledge it. And there are a lot of biracial people, and I'm just like, I get why people hate us. You know, Doja Cat, J. Cole, I get why people don't like us. I do. And there's a certain pattern. I'm just saying. A lot of times when people see me, they know that I'm mixed. Sometimes people know that I am white and black. Some people know that I am mixed with something. They just don't know what it is, and then I clarify it to them. So another thing about being biracial is there's a lot of different combinations of being biracial, right? So like I said, I'm half black, half white. There's going to be people who are Afro-Latino and so on, and everyone's experience is going to be different being biracial. So I'm going to get treated differently than Ice Spice because she is lighter than me, versus like my cousin or someone who is darker skinned. So I think there's definitely levels to it and stuff like that. And I just feel like being biracial, I've went through a lot of different stages in my life. You know, I grew up with a lot of white people, and so there's a lot of stuff that I just don't know, and stuff that I'm trying to learn and everything, and I have to give people that context, you know, whenever they might be making fun of me or clowning me on something. It's like, I literally don't know these things. If I'm not in a certain environment, then I can't know it, but it's also important to educate and not be ignorant. And I think that's the problem with a lot of these conversations on colorism and stuff like that. And so for me, I kind of had to contextualize my blackness, what that meant to me, my own personalized experience, you know, what I'm seeing out in the world with the racism and stuff like that. I try to know my place as someone is biracial. I try to educate people on racism and stuff like that. I try to tell people about my experience and all those things. I mean, I embrace it. I like who I am. I like being biracial, you know, all the music came from it. You know, for every J. Cole, there's a Mariah Carey. So we got some good people on our side, we do. And yeah, one of my friends said that all the biracials love Mariah Carey. It's because obviously feels seen by her being biracial as well. You know, she's a slightly different experience by mine, but she also just makes music that hits the soul, and that's why she's my favorite artist as well. But yeah, a lot of biracial people are annoying, they're ignorant, they're uneducated, and they're doing a disservice. And so I think a lot of people really have to do better about that. Like I said, I get why people hate us. You know, the struggles that I have being biracial, there's gonna be far worse struggles that someone has being a fully black person. Some people want to say, oh, why do you make everything about race? Because it is. Because race isn't everything. When I was talking earlier kind of with Angel Reese and all that stuff, she gets a lot of hate due to racism and stuff like that. And I like Caitlin Clark a lot, but she does have that white privilege. And a lot of them are uplifting her and hating on Angel Reese at the same time. And that's just not going to set my spirit. And it definitely is a race issue. But everything is about race. I mean, you can't deny it. You see the way that black people are treated in this country and just people of color at large. So that's definitely something that I'm always going to call out. So it just transcends a lot of different things. And so it would be silly of me to not talk about that, to not talk about the effects, to act like it doesn't matter, because unfortunately it does. Unfortunately, we go through that. Unfortunately, there's homophobia in the world, transphobia in the world, and if some people are more willing to listen to me about it, as someone who's darker skinned, which they're dumb, by the way, for doing that, but if they are, then I guess I use my privilege for good in that respect. Race is a very divisive topic. It's a serious topic, and of course, we all want to transcend and have it not matter about what your race is, but unfortunately, it does. And unfortunately, there are a lot of horrible things that happen from that. I did a whole video just talking about George Floyd and all that stuff and Black Lives Matter, and that's something that I've tried to be vocal on. It's just using my platform to talk about political issues, to talk about race and all those things at large, because that's very important to me. And so I just think that people in general, you have to come to realize who you are, and my race is a big part of who I am. So just kind of understanding what that means to me, thinking about what I can do to, what can I learn about my culture, can do to educate other people. That's a big thing, even about being biracial, because a lot of people don't understand colorism. So I've broken that down to people. Explaining white privilege to some people, they're just never going to get it. It definitely does exist, and so we have to have that conversation. I think there's a lot of tough conversations to have about race in general. I can't stand those Black people who just kind of try to deny that they're Black, and they always try to pander to white people. That's just something that's always so weak. You know, be proud of who you are. Honestly, like, Black people, like, we have so much culture out there in the world and all those kind of things, and I feel like a lot of times whenever I do talk about colorism and, like, I'm honest about it and, like, my experience and what I've learned over these past few years, a lot of people, I don't know, it kind of feels like they're trying to coddle me in a sense or whatever, but it's like, no, like, I'm aware of, like, the privilege that I have, and it's fine. I still experience racism, and that's something I'm still going to talk about and something that I'm still going to call out and everything, but, you know, I can do that, acknowledge that my experience is going to be different than people who are darker than me, and we can move on. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple, I think. So I think there's a lot that kind of goes in the conversation. I mean, I care about race obviously because it affects me, but because also I see how it affects other people, and it's just important for me to use my platform to talk about social issues and to talk about what I believe in, because bigotry, I don't want that on any of my channels. No being homophobic, no being racist, no being transphobic, like any of those things, it's a chop for me. And also there's importance in intersectionality, right? I'm a biracial woman, so obviously talking about, you know, women's rights and stuff like that, and abortion and being pro-choice is also important to me. That's why I made it a point in that Michael Jackson video that I did to talk about, you know, my pro-choice stance and everything, because I just really didn't enjoy that song, and, you know, I had to go into my reasons why and stuff like that, obviously. And it's something I've said multiple times, but just, you know, keep everything across the board. That's what I prefer to do, and that's ultimately my goal, is to be politically active. So I'm gonna take my opportunity to talk about that, to talk about free Palestine, to talk about my video, like all those things, because I believe in them. I have a platform, I want to use it also to kind of show what I'm about and what my channel's about. I don't want any bigots on this channel or my main channel, so if that's you, then, like, I don't want any more support, period. And my channel's not a place for that. So to kind of set the standard, because it's what I believe in, to use my platform in any small way that I can, I have to do that. You know, that's why I made that video about, you know, George Floyd, talking about that situation at Black Lives Matter, because all this stuff very close to my heart, obviously, and, you know, a lot of other social issues. And I just hate seeing cowards, you know, people who believe certain things and they could use their platform to make a big impact, but they choose to stay silent because, oh, I don't want to lose fans. And it's like, okay, like, you don't want to be a good person, you don't want to possibly help other people. The platform that you have, like, that's just so weak to me. And so it's just something that's important to me, especially being young. I mean, I'm sure that has something to do with it as well. A lot of people like my age or younger are very, one thing that makes me sad about the Black community is I just don't like how they're putting, you know, biracial people or light-skinned people against dark-skinned people, just the colorism even in the Black community. I feel like that's something that has to be dealt with more, and I think that it's really sad. It really is. I think that that's a problem as well, and there's just so many different things to kind of talk about in terms of racism. I could probably talk about that for hours. And, you know, we have some good biracials out there. Shout out to Mariah Carey. The biracial community most of the time is in shambles. We gotta do some work on that. That's the most I've talked about being biracial in the video, honestly, because I'm just like, who really cares? But, you know, someone left me that really nice comment, so that's why I decided to go into the detail of it. But yeah, I think that's everything I want to talk about today. So I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for the support on this channel, the main channel. It means so much to me. It really does. And if you did enjoy this video, leave a like. Helps me out a lot in YouTube algorithm. You can subscribe to see more. You can also hit the bell, and that will give you a notification to your phone when I post, so you know I miss brand new videos come out. First link will be my main channel. You guys can check me out on there. Like I said, I'm reviews, I'm reactions every single week. I'm also gonna have Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, my Airbuds account as well if you want to follow me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.